today, which obviously haven't been well comprehensively beaten last year. Really expected a reaction, and I thought we started well. Obviously we got it back to a point after the goal, and sucker blow again straight away. Limerick got a goal straight away afterwards, and they picked off a few nice scores. I mean, they really, I think it was 12-8, and then they picked off, I think it was five in a row to go 9 at half time. So we left ourselves a big mountain to climb, and in the second half, we got the first 3 points, so we had it back to 6, so we were moving nicely. But obviously the penalty, I just thought the basic errors and the unforced errors we made today, it's most uncustomary for my lads to make that many unforced errors, where we coughed up possession very easily and they turned us over. And like when Limerick turn you over in that half of the pitch, they're going to pulverise you, and they did it several times today. And we were only trying to hang on to their coattails for long periods, got the goal, and we got it back to 6. I'm not sure, maybe, I don't know if we get to 5 or 6, but we got it back to 6 anyway, and thought we might have a chance. But maybe the last goal was probably a bit fortuitous, but at the end of the day, Limerick were the better team, and overall I thought they outworked us, they outmuscled us, and we became very one-dimensional in that second half. And that's probably the most disappointing aspect of the game, is that we ended up raining long ball down where Limerick had loads of bodies back. We actually had a better shape to our forward line in the first half, where when we created space, we had a chance of getting some nice scores, and maybe left a few after us. But look, overall, they're a powerful team, and they sat back and we got sucked in, and we all played really deep with 6, 7, 8 bodies in there. It was never going to play to our strengths, and that's a big learning for us, because that's not how we reap the rewards. And we got a nice score, but ultimately we conceded way too much.
Their first touch was excellent. Our first touch let us down a lot of the time. They kind of dictated the play and won a lot of the 50-50 goal as well.
Yeah, no, they did. Ultimately they ran the middle, and we like to play with wit, and ultimately a lot of the action today was all down the middle. And when when you've got the strength and player that they have in the middle, when they get you in the middle, they turn you over. And as I said, when they turn you over, they attack really quickly in numbers. They're a fine side, but we're really disappointed, because this team got to a really good level last year, and we set high standards for ourselves, and we didn't really play to that standard today. And that's disappointing. Disappointing for me, disappointing for that group of players, and disappointing for our supporters that are watching at home, because when we do put on that jersey, we like to represent it well. And we came up a good bit short today in both how we played and the amount of errors that we made. And as I said, that's very uncustomary, but thankfully there's a trapdoor here. We could be in a football championship where this evening you'll be gone out of a championship. So we've got a bit of soul searching to do for a few days now, and get ready for what will be a massive game for us and for the group next weekend. But we're happy to have a second bite of the cherry.
Yeah, injuries, everything comes into play now, because the road to the All-Ireland gets much narrower all of a sudden.
Yeah, the only good news is we've been the back roads before, so we do know the back roads. It's a road we have travelled before. It's not going to be an easy road. There's pitfalls everywhere, but at least there's some, I suppose, opportunity for the group to try and go back and get to the level where we know they can get to. And we never found that level today. That's disappointing, as I said, for me as the manager, for everyone involved. And we've only got a short space of time to turn it around. But you know what? Maybe that's better. The healing process for us has to start very, very quickly. We need to get back on the horse really quickly.
Was this hurt as much as the Munster Final last year?
Look, anytime you don't what hurts, John, is not performing to our potential. I mean, we do set good standards for how we play the game and the way we approach the game, and just never found our flow today. And as I said, we've been training very well. The lads have trained very hard, and it just today it's like as if sometimes like the ball just wasn't sticking. And a lot of unforced errors, and against Limerick, if you get caught for unforced errors, you'll pay a very, very heavy price. And there was just periods of the match where they blitzed us for that 5 or 6 points, or that 1-2 or 1-3, and that ultimately meant that we could never get near enough to them. And we did have some patches in that second half where we got some nice scores, but as I said, we were very congested in that second half.
Would you tempted to bombard with points? You did it a couple early in the second half, working against Waterford and Munster Final 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I thought ultimately Limerick are very, very strong in that sector. Jeremy Burns was a rock. I think when you're pumping ball down, they love to see it coming high. Himself and Declan Hannon and Kyle Hayes back there today, and Tom Morrissey, all those guys are very, very strong in the air. We would have felt maybe our strength was to try and create a little bit of gap and get good ball in and work it through the lines. We never done that today, and that's for us very disappointing. We probably hit the emergency button with the long puck out all the time, and if you become one-dimensional in a team like Limerick, you're going to pay a heavy price.
Was Cody injured?
No. look, Buddy, I suppose, look, he did have his knee. You know, he's probably missed 3 weeks in the build-up, which is, you know, out of 5 weeks is a lot. But no, as I said, the only real injury worry we have, I think, after the game, looking at it, looks like Barry Heffernan. He looks like a hamstring injury, but again, I haven't got the full synopsis of it yet. But yeah, he definitely will be considered a doubt now for out in 7 days' time.
What's the timing for Sheedy again?
Sorry?
What's the timing?
Well, he's out of the brace, so you know he should be back. He'll be back straight line running this week. But I would say he's probably still 10 days to 2 weeks away from really significant pitch action. So, you know, a match next weekend, I'd say Seamus would be, you know, he's only starting straight line running on Tuesday, so he probably has a bit more to go on the rehab. But getting there, thankfully.
Did any of the Limericks tackle themselves catch it up
No, I think obviously Keane moved up, but you know I thought we managed some aspects of that. I thought our man marking at times on some of their players was fine, but you know they were very, I suppose, strong half back line, especially in that first half. You know, we were trying to get ball through there and we were struggling because they were very strong. And like Jeremy Burns was popping off the shoulder, picked off some wonderful scores as well. So they hurt us in that sector. We couldn't really get the ball away to our men, and even when we did get it away, we ended up getting turned over. Where you know we got it away a few times and then we gave it back to them to pulverise and put it over the bar. So yeah, just overall, as I said, we never found the flow in the restarts today, and we weren't on ball. And if we're not on ball, then we can't obviously play to our full potential. And look, overall, that's hugely disappointing for us. Hugely.
Do you think that was because this was your first match, or the conditions played into it?
No, I think ultimately we came up well short today. You know, I mean, you know, we've had enough of internal matches, we've had enough of trainings. Look, you know, I would say nothing really prepares you for the cut and trust the championship. So, you know, you would have liked to have had a game, but you know, no excuses. The fact that we didn't have a match, I wouldn't lay any of the blame to that. Ultimately, we did not play to our potential. I'm watching these guys for the last 5-6 weeks, and I'm watching them for the last 2 years. I know what they bring to the pitch, and we would not be happy with how we performed today, and we've got a short window to try and turn it around. But I bank on these boys; they won't give it up soft. So you know, we have to look forward to the healing process now, and getting back out on that pitch is our sole aim at this stage. All right.
Limerick are hard teams to chase down when they get ahead. So winning the toss and playing against these elements, what was your thinking behind that?
Yeah, well, you know, we thought maybe some of the championship matches were slow starting, that you know they didn't find the rhythm in the first half. So we thought maybe if we could try and batten down the hatches. You know, we had Adam playing deep on Keane, and we had Paulie sitting back. But you know, once they started to tag on the scores, but when it was a point down, it was looking like a great decision. I thought everyone was going grand, but that's the thing about Limerick. You know, they picked off some wonderful points, and you know they bossed us around the middle of the field, and they struck from distance and struck really nice points. But you know, as I said, at 12-8, I thought we were doing fine, but ultimately then. You know, to go from 4 points to 9 points in that back end of the second half left us, or the back end of the first half left us with a serious hill to climb. And as you said, you don't really want to be chasing the game against a team like Limerick, because they're very good to sit deep, and they're very good to attack in numbers when they go and get the numbers up as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance we're going to buy tomorrow. Would you ever get the game next week?
Look, to be honest with you, you know, I'll take whatever comes. I mean, I'm just delighted to have another chance. I mean, we've got to try and put ourselves back in a position where we bring a really strong performance next week. So it's a big test for me, and it's a big test for the group. If we don't bring a performance, whether it be this week or next week, we won't be in the championship any longer. So that's the beauty about this game. It'll come fast and thick. And yeah, as I said, we're keen to get back on the pitch, because we don't feel today's performance is a fair reflection of this group.